Alrighty, thank you guys for the wait. During the half a week or so of no post, no post on YouTube, meaning one missing post on the last Thursday, I attended a one session coaching. Now that was my first and currently only experience on a coaching session. It was done through a video call. Now the review that I would give to this coach is pretty good. He was a good listener, like he was able to listen to things that I have to share, and he's able to probe, get to the deeper things, and also share his perspective based on his experience, to try not to tell me exactly what to do, but to share with me a different view or perspective on the things that I share with him about. Now, knowing that I like history, he shared with me a story which I find that has broadened my mind or my perspective to look at things from a different angle. I'll share that story at the end of the video. In the meantime, I'm going to share about a few things that I've learned about motivation these past few days. Hope it helps you in your journey this week and also in time to come, hopefully throughout your life. If that's the case, just for one single person that this video is able to help, it would make doing up this one single video so much more worthwhile. Now, I can say that I am not the most motivated person. I am the least motivated, in fact, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh and 10 being a world-conquering, self-crowning Napoleon Bonaparte. I will be a 1 or a 2 at max. I get discouraged and have self-doubt very easily. Like easy peasy lemon squeezy. How easy, like rolling your eyes like that. So easy. See? It's easy. Which would explain why sometimes I tend to feel that I give up easily, or to give up halfway before completion of a task or something that I have set out to do before reaching the tipping point. Well, what's a tipping point? A tipping point is like a seesaw or a balance scale, usually displayed outside a justice court. I'll put the photo here. So usually how it is used is there needs to be a certain equilibrium so that both sides balance out. But when one side is too heavily weighted, it will reach a certain point where it will tip over, which is the tipping point. So for my case, I feel many times I would start out something with a lot of passion. So sometimes when I start a task, I would have a lot of passion to do it, but usually before the tipping point, I would give up. Now, when I did my reflection, I believe that there are certain points of this middle child syndrome. If you have never heard that before, it speaks to me personally. What's the middle child syndrome? Now, it's just a generic theory based on birth order. Birth order meaning the firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, or fourthborn if you are born of flesh and blood, that is. Unless, of course, you are printed or cloned, or maybe you are an alien watching this video right now. For alien clones or printed copies, this will apply to 0% of you. Alright, back to the middle child syndrome. Now, this doesn't mean that all middle child behave like that or will become like that. It is pretty much a theory, or you can say a stereotype, with some confirmational biasness. But for some cases, or maybe most cases, it's debatable. But from what I know and the friends that I have, it is about 70 to 90% accurate. Tell you what, I will show it on the screen so that you can read while listening to my explanation on what is the middle child syndrome based on the birth order theory. I also drop a link below so that you can check out an article or two on the birth order theory and middle child syndrome. You can take your own time to read up on it if you are interested in that topic, or if you are a middle child or have siblings who are a middle child, you can read up on that and compare its accuracy. Some key points would be personality, often feeling overshadowed by their siblings. Oldest child is strong-willed or stronger-willed. Younger one is cared for and looked after by everybody else, which makes them the middle child. Stereotypically, most of them at least, quiet and even-tempered on relationships, rivalry and favoritism with parents growing up. I felt and had the impression that both my siblings are the more favored ones. There was even one day when me and my brother were playing politicians, pretending to be presidents and prime ministers of different countries, which I still remember that my dad told me that in the future my younger brother would be the prime minister of the country, because in our country prime minister has a higher authority than the president, or rather the prime minister is the one who would have more say or more power to guide the nation, because we follow the British Parliament. So I can say that probably left a mark on me of the constant desire then on to prove myself or to prove my worth, if you follow what I mean. Now, I'm not saying that they are bad parents, they are in fact good parents. I mean, 3 of us grew up well and healthy. We are even currently staying together. A hardworking mom who loved us all, and a dad who did his role. Now, I do feel that I am the peacemaker per se. Even tempered had trouble fitting in, awkward in many social situations, and I can say that I have a certain degree of maladaptive perfectionism, which is categorized by the constant desire or constant need to have things go as planned. But before we keep going on further, for this birth order theory, I would want to bring to light that it is a very debatable theory, because both sides for and against the birth order theory has been proven correct in different studies, so it is not conclusive. You can use it, of course, as a coffee talk topic, but not to use it to judge a person. Even in the early article which was shown, they have a bottom line at the end of their article. In their bottom line, they stated that ultimately personality and life outcomes are defined by a variety of social, financial, and family influences, but not necessarily by birth order. Now let me know in the comments after watching this how this compares to you and the people that you know. Let me know, I would like to hear its accuracy on a broader audience. If you are new here to this channel, I usually post about personal finance, but currently I feel need to move into some form of personal development, at least for the next one more video. So this video currently, it feels like it's gonna be edited very lengthy, but I still feel that there's many things that are missed out. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop in the comments below as well. So in this season, as I transition to learn, to start and have more ownership of my personal development, things that I learn, I would share on this channel and hope it helps some of you, at least maybe just one of you out there. Now previously this channel we post twice every single week, but currently I'm cutting it down to just one post a week, at least one post on Monday. And if there's anything that is urgent that I want to bring up, I would post on a Thursday. So as not to miss any of the uploads, feel free to subscribe down below and turn on the bell notifications so that you will not miss any of our future uploads. Now in the next video, I'm planning to share some ways we can use to boost our personal motivations or confidence to do hard stuff or harder stuff, things that we put off to do. I mean, that's just hard as in relatively hard, not your cousin relative, but like Albert Einstein's relativity relative. Are you gathered? Oh yeah, the short story that the coach shared. Now the story goes that back in the day, there was a traveler. He went to Rome just before the peak of the Roman Golden Age. So I believe you guys know the term Rome wasn't dead in a day. Now while walking into Rome, he stumbled upon a bricklayer along the road on a construction site. Curious, he asked the bricklayer what was he doing. The bricklayer, being tired under the scorching sun and exhausted because it is just before noon, he had not had his lunch because it's not yet lunch break. Now the bricklayer turned, looked and identified that this is a traveler from out of Rome, dressed in fine fabric. He is probably someone of minor influence, maybe a merchant making his money from traveling the world and selling and buying of exotic goods. So with those in mind, the tired and exhausted bricklayer began to answer rudely to the traveler. Well, good sir, who hasn't labored before? Laying bricks, of course. Can't you see? Are you a blind traveler? The traveler noted and thanked him, but was still curious. So going a little further, he saw a second bricklayer. So he asked the second bricklayer the same question. What are you doing? Now the second bricklayer, with enthusiasm and sparkle in his eye, excitedly replied, even before he turned around to look at the traveler, I am building a monument. After I pass on, even if no one remembers me, I shall know on my deathbed that this Colosseum will stand to tell of my labors. Now, good story, right? Of course, it was dramatized a little by me, so it's not exactly how it went. So even if it is an actual story, currently it is heavily dramatized dramatized, so it becomes a fiction. So it is now a fiction, but it does explain why sometimes we feel tired or exhausted, unachieved and insignificant, even though we could already be doing so much more. While others, sometimes even people who we ourselves might view or deem as the hard laborers, the coolies, the low achievers, when we speak to them, they have this sense of confidence in their work, the meaning in their eye of what they are doing in life, believing that it is for a much more eternal purpose. Like in that made-up fictional story back in the eternal city of ancient Rome, one of them believed he was just a bricklayer, a male bricklayer, while the other sees himself as a builder of a monument, a legacy. One is tired and exhausted, the other excited and fulfilled. Which one do you want to be? I myself would want to be the monument builder perspective guy, to look at the bigger picture and see myself as a monument builder when I'm doing the boring stuff like laying a brick. Thanks for watching till the end. Appreciate every one of you guys tuning in and supporting with your likes and your comments. If you like more stories like that, do help to increase the number of likes so that I would know which kind of content suits you better. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay wealthy. See you guys next time.